How's it going today, Steve?
It's going pretty good, Alex. These afternoon astonishments are, they seem like we're just watching videos, but there's so much to be gained, by seeing other performers and what they've done with plots or effects or props and just everything about it, you know?
It's really
And
true. I mean, it's as much a
you learn
magic
so
jam
much.
session for me as anything else. I mean, we talk
Yeah.
about a lot of heavy stuff in these sessions, and I love them. I think that they're really
Yeah.
wonderful. And to revisit this kind of material and look back on these things that, sort of, at least from my point of view, they were the sort of things that I was coming up on in magic, and to be able to revisit these things and from the point of view that I have now and compare it to that point of view from then, it's really fun and inspiring and just cool. It's just really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
Like
today we're
Rich,
gonna no, sorry, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, me and you were just chatting and Rich Marotta came up and we were just like, whoop, now we got two shows, you know?
That's exactly
That,
right. We were
you
talking
know?
about Rich Marotta just because of his magic, and then it was like,
Yeah.
hey, we haven't looked at Rich yet.
Yeah, let's do him. All right,
And
sorry to
Rich
interrupt.
is fun. Rich is funny. He's got cool magic, and he's a pro. I mean, he's been doing it for years, and he really is a worker.
He's the kind of guy that I really admire. He's a worker. He's a guy who can really get out and just put him in front of anybody can do it, and
I, I think that's
that's
exactly
where the rubber meets the road, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
it. That's it. He's a real performer. He's the real
Yeah.
deal. It's
Hmm.
really awesome, and he's a real likable guy. He clearly wears being an East Coast guy on his sleeve. You
Yeah.
know, and it's charming and wonderful if you're not from the East Coast, and if you're from the East Coast, you're just like, hey, this guy's one of us. He's all right.
I know that guy.
Yeah,
He lives down the street.
exactly. So why don't we start with a quick trick, just so we can get a taste of Rich in his new environment? Because if you remember the last time we were watching him in a comedy club doing stand-up comedy and doing some magic in addition to the comedy, now we're more in a informal situation where we're like, I mean, obviously we're looking at stuff that's made for magicians, right? But it's a house party, or what's appearing to be a house party,
Right.
where it's people just hanging out and mingling. And at a certain point, we'll see it gets a little bit more formal with the table and so forth. But let's start off with this one. This is great.
Okay, here we go. A little old card trick. Regular old deck of cards, it looks like. Then here we go. I'm going to have you pick a card. Help me out. You can take any one you want. Anyone? Anyone? No, that's not fair. Here, I'll just run through the cards. Touch anyone you want. Anyone you want. Way back there. That's the card. I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to turn around. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Am I looking? No. Here we go. In the deck. See it going in there? In the deck. Somewhere in the deck is your card. I don't know where it is or what it is. Usually I don't give these terms away, but I'll tell you this is what we call in the magic business giant fanola. We call it a giant fanola because it looks like a giant fanola. Look at your card, concentrate on it, and I will tell you what it is.
Can't see.
You can't see it. Well, let me make it just a little easier for you. Here you go. Look at your card, concentrate on it. I'll tell you what it is.
Very.
Thank you.
Great, right?
You
Establishes
know,
credibility right away.
it's one of those splashy, fairly simple to achieve card things. They're just a great way to open up a set like that. It's kind of flashy, show offy a little bit, but not too much.
Just enough so that they know
Yeah.
you're skillful, right?
Yeah,
Just enough that they're
it's,
like, I want to see what else this guy's gonna do.
I call that better than Uncle Bob.
That's better than Uncle Bob. I like that. I
Right?
might
That's what
adopt
I
that.
call those, that kind of like when you want to get off, with a group like that, right? You want to establish yourself as better than Uncle Bob right out of the, like right.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that a lot. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
One of my founding principles of my method of working in the room, or I don't know,
Better than Uncle Bob.
just be better than
Tattooed
Uncle
on my
Bob.
arm.
Be better than Uncle Bob.
It's pretty good. It's clearly like a manipulation piece there, right? But it's
Mhm.
toned down just enough so that it just becomes just a simple card trick. You could see that being like a run of like maybe a bunch of flourishes and like an effect in the middle. But that as a standalone piece, I think it's excellent. I really
I'm
love
gonna,
that thing.
I'm gonna tell you what I love about Rich.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously I've gotten deeper into since last week. I've been watching some of his other stuff, but here's the thing. Okay, he's got skill, right?
Yeah.
He's skillful. He's doing moves,
He's the
but
real
they're
deal.
not precious, right? The moves aren't all precious and precise, and that when I say they're not precise, that does not mean that they're not well executed or good.
Right.
It's just not that style, you know what I mean? It's more the laying in wait kind of thing, right? You he's not like he never wants you to see the sleight. it's
And
very
when it's
relaxed.
time to do any work, I get the impression that from him, it's more like I'm just going to get it done. I'm just going to do it. And there's no fanfare. There's no spotlight on the moment. He chooses the right moment for the move to occur, so you don't see it. But it looks like he's just a guy hanging out, which in my mind, that's ideal for Magic. Right. When it becomes something where you're sort of in the know that something's going to happen and I just missed it and I don't know what happened, that's not Magic. You know what I mean?
You know, I learned that a long time ago, and I forgot where from somebody's lecture, but it's like, you know, the perfect time to do a top change is on the laugh. Everybody laughs top change, right? I mean, it's the perfect time to do it. And there's a lot, that's not just a single lesson. There's many lessons to get from that. You know, there's
you can't pay attention. Your brain like short circuits when you're in a laugh, right? It's like it's like the thing with the shark. When a shark bites down, its eyes roll back in its head. Like they close. They can't help it. It's like a thing that just happens because of their physiology. It's the same thing with humans. When they laugh, that perception sort of goes away. It goes out the window because their body is just releasing that energy that is the laugh, right? So that's what their body's doing. It's focused on that.
I wish I had a good name for this style of Magic. When you're you know, not the only thing I can think of is sometimes you see people, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but I look at Shin Lim, right? He's very precious about everything. It's let me show you how you know, I can't think of the word I'm trying to use right now, but I think you know what I mean. It's very precious.
It's like this. Remember when we were watching Bill Malone? It's a technique that he's using all the time to sort of barrage them in addition to the Magic. So they just don't have a chance, right?
Yeah.
Because they're getting hit from basically every direction and their brains being short-circuited with a laugh all the time. It's wonderful. It's wonderful because you walk out of that mystified. You're like, how did all this stuff happen?
Yeah,
well, because all these techniques were hitting you all at the same time. You didn't have a chance, right?
Have you ever seen a really good comedian and go, how was last night? It was really, really funny. Well, what did he say? I have no idea. You know, but I
just know I was hurting the next day.
We just laughed all night. I don't know what he said.
Yeah. And sometimes with a person that can do that, the timing is so good. The jokes are sort of secondary to the way that they're just hitting you over and over.
The whole
again.
thing is a package with a bow on it.
Yeah, exactly. When you see a really skilled comedian and they really do it to you, there's nothing else like it. It's like magic, in my opinion.
Yeah, right.
Very cool. Well, let's get into another great little card trick, and this is a little bit more involved, right? It's a little bit more. This is at a table, so it's a little bit more formal, right? And there's an audience watching. So let's check this out. This is pretty cool. I think you're gonna like this one.
No. That would have made it easy for me, but I'll just run through the cards. Anytime you want, say stop. Stop. Take a look at that card. Show it to everybody. Let them all see. Drop it back. I'm shuffling it into the deck. That should actually look like it's going in there, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like it's being shuffled into the deck? Yes. Somewhere in the deck is your card. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it is. Don't say a thing. Just remember, if it's in my hand, King of Diamonds, 10 of Hearts, 10 of Clubs, 3 of Spades. Is your card one of these 4? Okay. Do you remember your card? That's okay. I had to show it to everybody else just in case, but that's okay. The card has to be in the deck somewhere. We'll go again. Don't say a thing. Just look at the cards. Jack of Diamonds, King of Clubs, Joker, 2 of Hearts. Is your card one of these cards? It is. Everybody, put your hand over the cards. Put your other hand over the cards. It was one of those. Everybody agrees? I'm going to show you these cards again. That is the 3 of Spades. That is the 10 of Clubs. That is the 10 of Hearts. And that is the King of Diamonds. Believe it or not, whichever one of those 4 cards you pick, it's going to fly out of your hand in between these 4 cards. Cool. Watch. Go like this. Hup. 1 card right there. Before we look at it, take a look. Whoa. You have 1. You have 2. You have 3. Is your card still there? Oh. It's not there. That's because it's here. That's not there. Oh. Well, you're thinking I was lucky, aren't you? I'll tell you what, I'll do it again. I shouldn't repeat a trick, but I will do it for you because I like you. Anytime you want, say stop.
Stop.
Take a look at that card. Show it, everybody. You all got it? Drop it back. There it goes into the deck. Look at that. Looks like it's being shuffled in the deck, doesn't it? Sloppy, all of that good stuff. Somewhere in the deck is her card. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to find it. I'm going to do exactly what we did before. What did we do before?
4 cards.
Take a look at the cards. Here we go. Queen of Diamonds, Jack of Spades, Queen of Hearts, 6 of Spades. Yes?
No.
Not one of those cards. Okay. We'll look somewhere else. 7 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, 8 of spades, 9 of diamonds.
Yes.
Yes, okay, one hand here, one hand here. Don't let me get to those cards. I'm just going to tap your hand once. Did you pick a red card?
Yes.
That's bad. I took out a black one, but I'll get it this time. It was a heart. Okay, it was a diamond, but here we go. One more time. It was a picture card. How'd I do?
No.
Well, that's okay. I got a little confused. It still worked out. Every time I hit your hand, one card flew out. I've got 3 cards here, but these are the wrong card. There's only one card left under your hand. Show them the only card left under your hand is the card.
I like that effect. That's fun.
I love it. I love it. I really, really love that.
Yeah, it had an ending. Usually that trick just there's no ending, or it shows up.
There's nowhere to go. Yeah.
You know, but with that, like that's like a total like backfire. It's like the opposite of the effect happened, and you can't help but go, whoa, what was that?
Right.
Good.
That was really good. I mean, I like those kind of tricks. I would define that as not a card trick, but card magic.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
You know? And those are the kind. That's what I really like.
Yeah. Well, let's just jump into the next one here. This is another one that's a take on an old Paul Curry thing. You might have even performed this trick before, Steve. I could see this being like sort of up your alley. It's a really cool trick, but let's check it out.
Well, I got a little trick here I want to do. Instead of going through all the trouble of taking the cards out of the deck, I will just already have them separated. Here I have hearts and spades. Which one would you like to use, the hearts or the spades? It's completely up to you.
Hearts.
We're going to use the hearts. Okay, we'll use the spades in a second. I want to arrange these cards from ace to king. 1, 2, nothing sneaky here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. You go with me? Cards are in order. Now if I put them down, 1, 2, 3, what's next?
4.
The 4. But if I get the 4, put it under the 5, I change the order of the cards. Nothing sneaky. 6, 7, the 8 is next. If I get the 8 and put it underneath the 9, I change the order of the cards. 10, jack was next, but I get the jack, put it under the queen, I change the order of the cards. So every time I put one card under the other, I change the order. Nothing sneaky about that, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the cards in a mixed up order. Then we're going to go through them. You're going to tell me when to reverse, and we're going to try to get them back in order. But first, tell me, what is your astrological sign?
Cancer.
Cancer. That's good to know, because now that I know your astrological sign, I can anticipate when you will have me reverse and when you won't have me reverse, and we'll try to get them back in order. Okay, you ready? Now the cards are in a mixed up order. I'm going to count them down on the table. You say reverse, we reverse. You don't, we won't reverse. Should I reverse this card?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I reverse it with that card there. How about this one? No. No. Cancer, right? Okay. How about this one? How about this one?
No.
No. No. You, Cancer. Yeah. Okay. How about this one?
Yes.
Okay, I reverse that with that card just like you said. How about this one?
Yes.
Okay, I reverse it with the next card. How about this one?
No.
No. How about this one?
No.
No. How about this one?
Sure.
Okay, I reverse it there. The last card. Now, completely under her control. When she said reverse, we reversed. When she didn't say reverse, we didn't reverse. Even though it was totally under her control. Look at that. There it is. 1, 4, 7, 10. King, 3, 6, 9, queen, 2, 5, 8, jack. Now, I know you're not going to believe this, but every Cancer who has ever done this trick has gotten it in exactly this order. I know you wouldn't believe me, but you see, I knew she was a Cancer, I could tell, because I'm really into that stuff. That's why before we even started, I put these cards in exactly the same order. 1, 4, 7, 10, king, 3, 6, 9, queen, 2, 5, 8, jack. Oh.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Have you ever played with Swindle of Sorts, that Curry stuff?
No, I never have. That's pretty cool, though.
It is cool. I like that ending, because that ending just is like, that's the payoff. It's just boom, 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 boom. Hey, there's all the cards. That's great.
I mean, it's definitely the perfect way to get credit for every one of those matches, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Really cool. Really cool trick. Well, let's go do another quick one. Let's look at another quick card trick. And this is these are like sort of things that I just envision Rich is doing these just walk around and just stunning people, you know?
Right.
And that was sort of what was happening. All of these pieces were done sort of in a walk around situation and then also at a table situation. So, you know, they just basically picked the best ones to put into the package when they released the thing. But I was there at the shoot and, you know, he's just doing these tricks all over. These are just his walk around tricks. It's all of his walk around,
Right.
you know? So let's check out this other one. It's a little bit quicker.
You all see that card? That's her card. There it is, right there. I'm going to put it in the deck. I'm going to find it. Big deal. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't even use that deck. I'll use this deck to find your card. Still be a good trick. Got the same cards in the deck. Instead of that deck, I will use this deck to find your card. Here we go. Let me shuffle these up. See if I can just use this deck to find your card. Here we go. There it is. Hup. Oh, look at that. One card. Flies right out into the middle of the deck right here. I'm pretty sure that that is where your card is. Tell me, what card did you pick?
Jack of diamonds.
The Jack of Diamonds. One card flew out of the blue deck right in here. There it is. The Jack of Diamonds. Pretty good? This is a Jack of Diamonds? Good. Very good.
Yeah, it's like that fancy card, right? It's just a real quick punch, establishes credibility. It's good.
So I think this is all there is. I mean, he doesn't have a book or anything, does he? Right?
No,
Rich,
just
I mean,
lecture notes.
yeah.
When I first got into magic, he was one of the guys on the circuit that was doing the lectures. And he was, you know, doing stand-up comedy clubs at the same time, you know, like he was touring, doing that and also doing magic. So I sort of got to see both of those things. But you know, he was like maybe my second convention. He was one of the headliners there, you know. So I was pretty enamored with all that stuff because I was a big fan of stand-up comedy when I was younger. I sort of thought I might do stand-up comedy, and you know, it just wasn't for me. But was researching and hanging out with a lot of comedians and, you know, just trying to learn about what it was and see if it was for me. And it was right in that sweet spot when I was in magic. So I was able to hang out with him and have sort of conversations about both those things with him. And really a kind man and really a great magician, man. I just think he's got great stuff. And, you know, he's sort of got a darker sense of humor, and, you know, it's a good giggle for me. I think we're sort of aligned in that way, you know.
It's a Jersey thing.
It's a Jersey thing. Exactly.
I don't know. I think he's probably from New York, but
I think he's from New York. Yeah. I think he's from New York. When I was talking with him, he was talking about working, like I think I mentioned in the last one, like working in the harbor and working for basically the yacht club in New York, and around all these parties on all the yachts, and, you know, that was pretty
sweet
gig as a close-up magician. It was pretty good gig.
You know, over the years, I've had like ins at country clubs and stuff where, like, for a couple years they just call you for everything, you know, and it's just the greatest
guy. Yeah,
it's so great.
It's nice when you hit those streaks, you know. It's nice to have a good gig like that, you know, because sometimes those gigs, they can last for a decade or 15 years.
Oh, I mean,
it's pretty wonderful.
Pretty wonderful.
I've had a handful in my life, and, you know, I consider myself fortunate. It's pretty great when you're just the guy that they call. It's pretty great. So let's finish this off and look at this trick. That's it's a Vernon trick, actually, and I don't know that it's original with Vernon, but this handling is Di Vernon's, and it's a great piece of magic. And I was not aware of it until I saw Rich do it, but it's pretty great. It takes an old idea, probably ideas that you've played with. If you're watching this, there's probably ideas in here that you've played with, but it sort of takes it to a different place and does something a little bit different. I don't want to say anything else because you should have the surprise. Let's check this out, the Queen Soiree.
Very simple. Just use a little sheet of paper here. 2 other folded sheets of paper, 4 cards. Let me get rid of that one so you don't confuse it. The 1, the 2, the 3, the 4 of diamonds. 2 little sheets of paper. Check those out. Just, you know, fold them back up when you're done, but it's just a newspaper. I don't want you to think I have no reading it now. Just look at it. Fold it back up. Boy, oh boy, who picked these skeptics to help me out? Lift that up. Make sure there's nothing under there. Okay. This is a very simple trick. The ace of diamonds goes in this corner over there. The 2 goes there underneath that. The 3 goes here. The 4 is going to go under here like this. As long as all the cards are face up, nothing happens. But if I get this 4, turn it face down, whoosh, it'll travel over there and join the ace. Here's the way it works. You get the cards, you put it underneath the paper, you go underneath, give it a little tap, believe it or not, comes up through the paper, through the, oh, you're so anxious to look. There it is, the 4 of diamonds. Here comes the 3. Get the 3, put it under there, wait a second. I know you're anxious to look at it, I want to make sure you see it, it's face up. The 3 is going to be face down, you go under there like that, you give it a little tap, comes up through the paper, there's 1 card, the 3. The 2 is left. To make it really exciting, I'll press like this. I'll send the 2 right down through the paper, all the way across, back up through the paper, up through the cards. Look, it's not there. We lift up there. There's 1 card, the 2, nothing else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 sheets of paper. Thank you.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's a fun thing. I forgot what the heck that is. It's a coin thing.
It's like the Matrix, but with it being underneath the paper and it's going up through the paper and it's setting you up for every phase as you go along. I think that's really a wonderful piece of magic. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that.
I hadn't before Rich either. Yeah, I hadn't
seen anybody do that.
Really cool. Really
it's a fun thing, you know. It's fun when you see something like that. It's like a cool thing to pick off and get in your back pocket, you know.
And it's one of those things like that really great book test that we talk about. You know, it's like one of those things you can walk into anybody's house. There's stuff around there. You pick it up and you can be doing this trick, and it looks like it's a big showpiece. And you gathered stuff in an impromptu fashion to put it together. I think those sort of things are really really hard hitters. I like that trick a lot.
And hard to come by.
Hard to come by, right? There's not a lot of them, you know. And it was funny because I remember being really enamored with this when it came out, and hanging out with Rich and, you know, just watching him do it and talking with him about it. I really became enamored with it. And I played with it a little bit and I had totally forgotten about it until I was cutting these videos up for this. And I think I'm going to pull some newspaper out and play with this thing. I think it's really just a neat idea. I've always, you know, it's always just sort of tickled my fancy, I guess. Well, there it is. Very cool. Any final words on Rich Marotta as we finish our look at the magic of Rich?
You know, this is the kind of stuff I like. It's all worker stuff. You know, it's stuff it's not like theoretical or anything like that. This is workers material, like stuff you can go out and do. And people love, you know, because that's how it gets to be workers material. You perform for people and they like it, so you keep using it, right? And then it just gets better and better and better and better, you know. And this is kind of stuff. And plus it's visual card magic, which I really, really like.
Really wonderful. Yeah, he's doing magic for real people. You know, like I said, I saw him at a convention, but I think that was, you know, not as much as his regular living was doing comedy clubs and working private events. You know, that's really how he made his bread and butter, you know. So he's working for real people, and this material, it shows. It shows.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff.